This is an idea written to the President of the Republic of Zambia. Sir, I believe you will find this idea interesting. It is a banquet of more than 5 million jobs, written by Daniel Kalwala. Dedication. I dedicate this to the following people of Zambia: all the government and private workers for increase of their finances, traditional chiefs so that their villages can be developed, the pupils and the students so that they are assured of a job after school, the youths, educated or not, so that they find something at the end of every month, to the parents so that their children can become rich and secure their old age, and to the living and the unborn citizens. Introduction. Every farmer works hard in the field so that at the end they may have their crops or farm produce. And every worker is motivated by a salary at the month end. But what about that pupil or student who has or is at school or university? Will they find a job after working so hard? If so, how sure is the government assuring its citizens about this? Nowadays, it seems to be a lie to tell people that education is the key to success, because many have the key, but still it's very hard to open. Even the education authorities today are wondering why they have started having less number of people enrolling. Does this mean that we should stop taking our children to attend classes in school? Of course not. Is the government going to stop building and upgrading schools? Never. Then a solution must be provided. Every year in our country, we have many new people in the communities joining those that are seeking for employment or financial resources. This happens as a result of school dropouts, graduates, unstoppable rising responsibilities by the families in the community. It is for this reason that the people begin to cry to their government for help on many challenges they are facing. If the government provide a solution for today or maybe for a few months only, they must be aware that tomorrow the cry by the people will be more, and if not helped, the people will begin to blame even the good government. The truth is, government cannot employ all those leaving the universities, colleges, grade 12 or school dropouts. But this is something that many citizens will never understand, because they believe that the government is in power for the people to speak for the voiceless, which is true. Therefore, the government must provide long-lasting solutions to its people, and this is one of those: raising Zambian millionaires, creating more than 5 million jobs. As Zambians, we already know our problems and who we are. That is why this idea is about making us discover what we can do. This idea is about opening the gates that are closed against Zambians in communities with great potentials in all sectors of life, and also it's about gushing out the wealthy of this nation for the benefits of many that are living and unborn citizens. How important is this idea to our nation, Zambia, if not considered carefully? Sir, if not considered carefully, kindly take note of the following that may rise in the near future. Crime levels may increase by individuals or groups. Professional individuals and groups of robbers, thieves and crooks may increase due to lack of employment or financial resources. Institutions may lose value or not well considered by citizens. Poverty levels may move from high to higher levels. Foreigners may rule over many citizens when they get land and money. Many prostitutes may rise. Diseases may increase uncontrollably. Corruption may increase to higher levels due to desperation for employment and settlement. Promotion of early marriages may not be stopped or may be too hard to be stopped. Sir, it may increase, even allowed by parents, for failure to provide. May lead to divorce of marriages for failure of provisions, which in return may increase the number of vulnerable and street kids. But why introducing this RZM? To provide more long-lasting jobs on our citizens, to introduce more than 2 million registered companies. It will create financial increment on government workers. It will boost the economy of the nation as money will be circulating in the country. It will help many retirees to have continuous financial resources. Many are the people that have retired, but due to lack of finances, as money does not grow, it ends, they begin to suffer financial challenges. It will encourage many Zambians to be hard workers. It will empower citizens to have huge capital for big businesses. It will bring competition among many, thereby lowering prices for many goods in this country. It will make the country import less and promote export. It will also promote local products. It will empower the local businessmen and women to rise to new levels in business. It will be an ongoing process healing the nation from high poverty levels. Many returns will be paid to the government. It will reduce government's pressure to create employment. And last, it will help the government to build an industrial nation. Why empowering citizens with business? To allow many to become financial independent and in charge, to protect local investors from foreign competition. We say local is lacquer, but let's look at this. There are many foreign goods that are almost still of quality, which cannot compete with the local products in our nation. To allow citizens to become innovative, to allow diversification of financial activities and services among citizens in the country, to lessen the demand on salary increment by many government workers. There is a cry today by many government workers for salary increment here and there. To teach every citizen how to grow money by investing, so that they empower their families by giving them employment, so that they stop spending money carelessly but invest. To restore the lost, last, and least Zambians in the near future to come. To secure land for the future Zambians. Land is not expanding, but population is increasing. To reduce poverty at a community level, to allow many citizens to participate in COMESA, so that citizens can renovate and build good shelters for both their children and parents. It will reduce the number of people that are not working or without financial resources, because the country has too many beggars and lazy, not forgetting poor people. It will encourage graduates to utilize the opportunities than waiting for a white-collar job. Why should citizens own business or companies for more money to buy land for housing, farm, or business structure of which many don't have? To reduce poverty levels in their families and communities, for more money to pay lots of bills like water, electricity, medical, toll gate, school fees, etc. to empower the nation, because that will be home forever. The outside Zambians that are outside for businesses or one or two businesses, one day we are very sure they will come home, because this will be home forever. So if the citizens are empowered with businesses, they are empowering their home. To reduce poverty levels at a family level, so that they contribute to the community social welfare, for them also to raise huge capital to partner with outside or incoming investors. We have a lot of investors that are coming from different countries in our nation, and most of them are people that Zambians are working for. But if this idea can be put in place, instead of many working for outside or incoming investors, who begin to partnering with them for the benefits of many in this country. Disadvantages of too many outside investors. Please note that this is not against investors. No country or place can develop without investors. But take note of this. Some, they buy land on large scale for current and future use, which most of our people don't do. Some come to do business that Zambians can do, because most of our citizens have no capital. Some are too much interested in making money and don't care about the citizens' health, religion, and rights. Why targeting government workers? There is a belief that those that work in the government, they are the government themselves. All government workers are key stakeholders to develop our country's economy. Why targeting government workers? They have job security measures. They have access to loans. They get more money than casual workers or those who do not work. They have access to allowances which casual workers don't have. They are financially settled because of a pension. Most of them are unionized, so that they take part in lifting the life standard of other citizens who are least. They have access to leave days, which many don't have, and with them they can utilize these to check on their business than wasting time. Advantages to government workers. They will have other source of income. It will reduce financial expenditure. Most of them spend all what they have to buy in a month on a salary. They will cry less on salary increment. They will raise and support other poor family members or citizens or even the community. They will have financial generation even after retirement. Their children will not suffer hunger or crisis. It will reduce over-dependence on salary for every need to be bought. They will secure their next generation financially. They will have an ability to save. Most of the government workers today cannot save because the needs are so much to be met. Where will they get money? From their pay, from loans, from donors, or from government empowerment system. Other benefits. The government will build and raise responsible citizens. The government will reduce the pressure to create employment for its people. More tax will be received. Reduction of poverty will be there, and corruption also will be there. It will reduce tribalism, as people will be moving from one province to another. It will promote local and international market. In the future, Zambians will be investors in other countries. By giving out loans, many banks will raise great revenue. Zambia will be an industrial nation. Citizenry thought. The thoughts that the citizens, your people, are thinking mostly picked are: what is to be called a citizen if I have no money and land? Do I have a leader that will help me bring my dreams into reality by creating a platform? How will be Zambia in 2080, especially our grandchildren? Which president will ensure that Zambia remains peaceful forever? Can our nation one day rise amongst the wealthy nations? Why is that we have few big businesses or companies owned by Zambians? Why are some foreigners or investors doing some businesses that Zambians can do? If foreigners build a lot of infrastructure in Zambia, like malls, industries, etc., will the citizen take pride in that infrastructure? How can the resources of this nation benefit Zambians till 2080? Who will be more prosperous by 2030 to 2050? Zambians or outside investors? Almost every Zambian sees the opportunity, but how and where to get capital? Some of them, they know about this empowerment system, but due to ignorance and lack of knowledge, they found themselves hooked up by corruptions. If Zambia is indeed poor, what is it that we can focus on as a nation to be wealthy? If Zambia is really poor, why are we calling for investors to invest, and at last they even brag of the wealth they dig in our country, telling us ichalo chowe impia shesu? The best way to prove this idea, sir, is spending time to reason on every point. Number 2, let it go through debate of various levels. Let there be consultation from the public, students and workers. Weigh every comment by researching from those who work in the government, but they have also a business. How possible is this idea? When the government believes, then this idea is possible. Chinese have built many buildings on water, though it looked impossible. Thomas made a light bulb, though it looked to be impossible. South Koreans developed their country from poverty. Ford has made many people to move on 4 wheels, though it was impossible. The Wright brothers made planes, though it was impossible. Macon brought a radio, though it was impossible. His friends took him for a medical checkup to see if what he was thinking could be a reality. Most developed countries have got hard-working citizens. How can the government start this? When the government creates a law for all civil servants to own a business or a company, then this will be a reality in our nation. Sir, imagine if 5 people, government workers of course, came together to form a company or start up a business. Then imagine if this business began to grow in the next 5 to 15 years. How many people can they employ? In the simple mathematics that I've tried to do, I know that government workers are more than 500,000. So I made a calculations of 500,000 government workers. Then you divide them by 5, it will give you 100,000 companies. 100,000 companies, if they employ only 50 people, that will create in this nation 5 million jobs for the people of Zambia. The slogan for this one, sir, is this one, Kulya Bonse. This one, Kulya Bonse. These are steps that are taken by leaders, as we understand, as Jesus did in the book of John 6 to 13. Your Excellency, I want to say thank you and thank God for your time and attention for this idea. May God bless you. God bless Zambia.
As God has shown us by turning stone to bread,
And so we all must lend a helping